Now it's time for another reader question. One very important question I have for you is the subject of PTO and social media. Our new PTO president is super paranoid about this, whereas we have a school district that thrives on Twitter. I understand we cannot post pictures of kids whose parents have not given us permission, but we have kindergarten teachers posting pictures on Twitter like it's nobody's business. Ever since I took over Twitter by storm, people are loving it. Our superintendent even follows us and retweets our tweets, which has never happened with any other PTO. I want to turn our PTO from boring to fun, and I believe this is a platform we can show parents how fun it is to volunteer at the school. So my question is, how paranoid should we really be? What should we be mindful of as a PTO when it comes to social media? Posting a flyer once a week or tweeting about board meetings only is super boring. We have accounts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Should we consult a lawyer? Will our social media insurance cover us? I know that's a lot, but sorry. Adele, that is not too much. So basically, you've happened upon a slightly sticky situation, and like how my group handles this is that we put pictures of kids on our social media accounts, but we don't specifically identify them. And this has never really been a problem for us because if a parent were to ask us to take the picture down, we would do so immediately. So I don't really feel like there would be a lot of liability there. On the off chance that a parent really took issue with it, I think you could just apologize profusely. And again, that might take care of it. If they are an especially nutty parent, then if you already have social media insurance, then you might look to the terms to see if you would be covered by that. You probably would be. But I think that as long as you're not specifically identifying kids, I think it's okay. And that, like I said, that's generally how we've been doing it. And in fact, sometimes we do specifically identify kids if like we have given them an award or something like that. But usually the parents are very proud about that, and there's no issue because we're not disclosing their address or anything. We're just saying congratulations to Johnny for being, awarded the Junior Wall of Fame or something like that. This is an issue that usually more elementary or parents of elementary school kids are a little more concerned about. How my group handled that was that we just avoided posting pictures of kids that we knew hadn't signed the waiver to let their children's picture be posted publicly. So I think we just stayed in communication with the school about that and said, hey, any kids who have opted out, just like let us know so that we don't run afoul of that. That seemed to work pretty well. And in my district, in my time here over the last like 11 years, we haven't had any issues, and we've been posting all along. To stay in coordination on that topic can be a lot of work. The thing is that you're a totally separate organization, and so you're not technically bound by that. It's a nice thing for you to do, but you're not like legally bound to it or protected by it, even because the school is the one who's getting permission and you are a separate and distinct organization. So you have that factor too. I think overall, I can see where your president is coming in with this, that she just wants to be more careful about it. But I do think she's being overly cautious. I think that the potential good that could come out of it, your excitement level about being involved and how you really have a passion to demonstrate how fun it is to be involved in the PTO and all the great things you guys are doing. I think all of the pros of that are not even close to being outweighed of the cons of the potential risk that you have, because I think the potential risk is quite small. Now, if you talk to an insurance agent, they're going to tell you something totally different because they have something to sell you, right? They're probably going to be wanting to sell you social media insurance. But I think generally it's okay to post pictures of kids, and what you could just do is ask parents, like ask your members when they join ask your PTO members when they sign up if they're cool with social media, posts featuring their kids going up, and ask them to opt out that way. That would certainly be another way to handle it. But again, that's kind of a pain to track, and then those kids miss out. Bottom line is, I just don't think it would come to anybody suing for that, because unless they were an attorney themselves or married to an attorney, you're going to have to pay an attorney to take a case like this. There's not going to be a big recovery. A plaintiff's attorney is not going to be like, woohoo, I'm going to hit the payday by suing the PTO. So I just don't think it would ever come to that as a practical matter. Yes, they totally could, but as a practical matter, there's no money in it. So a plaintiff's attorney is not going to take the case to begin with. So sometimes you just have to look at it in terms like that, which is a little weird, but because I have the legal background, that's just kind of where I fall on most things. It's like, it's just not gonna, the possibility is so remote that you're good to go with posting the pictures on social media and not, maybe just do it for a little bit, see it how it goes, and check back in with that president and say, see, it's still going fine, so I'm just going to continue. And she'll probably have her fears allayed that way. So I hope this has been super helpful for you, and I hope that you are posting on Twitter like nobody's business to increase participation and just have that excitement spread that way. So if you have a question that you would like me to answer, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me directly at Christina@ptoanswers.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, you take care.